going to pick a peek at my award predictions. And again, we're going to do our awards later in the week. But here's my preseason award predictions. NFL draft predictions, yeah. Format, here's the format, just a heads up. Slightly safe if I had to bet insane someone outside the top 10 in betting odds, and this was my actual pick. So this is, what is this? Clutch Player of the Year. What's this even looking like right now? Shea was tied for the best odds. Kyrie at 19th. Obviously, that's not happening. My pick was Jalen Brunson. Isn't that... I haven't really kept up with the awards and stuff. Brunson's got a good, solid chance to win this, does he not? Or was that before the injury? Seven-round mock? Yeah, can you imagine? Brunson the favorite. Well, hell yeah. Look at me go. Off to a hot start. What is this one? Coach of the Year. Now, why is Tibbs here? Was Tibbs the favorite? Safe pick was Ime Udoka at second best odds. Michael Malone, slightly insane pick. Whoops. Ime Udoka was my pick. And you know what? I haven't thought much about the awards, and we're going to do it later in the week again. He might be my pick. I know Bickerstaff's been great. I know Kenny Atkinson is probably going to win it, right? It is kind of a stacked year. Now, in my defense on Michael Malone, I had to find somebody outside the top 10 in betting odds. JJ top 5. Yeah, I mean, it's a stacked coach of the year crop. Absolutely. I mean, there's probably years where JJ would have won it. Most improved player. Wemby was betting favorites. What? Hey! Deni Avdija was my slightly insane pick, and he won't win it, but he had an incredible season. Writing was on the wall there. My pick was Jalen Green. Wow, really sipping the Jalen Green Kool-Aid, huh? Interesting. Interesting. Well, it's not going to be it. Sounds like it's going to be Cade, which I'm happy about. Don't know who my pick's going to be, but Cade, Dyson Daniels, Christian Brown, all options. Tyler Hero, kind of like his hype for the award kind of fell off, but he was somebody who was talked about quite a bit. Norm Powell, yeah. Dinwiddie. Which one is this? Sixth man of the year. Malik Monk was the favorite entering the season. My slightly insane pick was Trey Mann. Succumbed to the Charlotte Hornets. My pick was Dante DiVincenzo. Interesting. So it's going to be Peyton Pritchard. I mean, who could have expected? Peyton Pritchard is fine, but who could have expected the season Malik Beasley had? Right? Who could have expected it? Malik should win. No, I don't hate my DiVincenzo pick. Defensive player of the year. I mean, Wemby was the overwhelming favorite, minus odds to win the award. Herb Jones was my insane pick. Succumbed to the New Orleans Pelicans. Wow! Oh my God, my pick was Bam Adebayo. Oh shit. Wow, I really went for it with Bam, huh? Why did I not pick Wemby? Well, we know it's either going to be Mobley or Draymond at this point. Bamonte, Wemby or Draymond, or Mobley or Draymond at this point. Outside shot at Dyson Daniels. Jaren Jackson Jr. But it's probably going to be Mobley or Draymond at this point in time. Rookie of the year. What an interesting year this has been for Rookie of the Year. Zach Edey was the favorite. My insane pick was Cody Williams. Again, you had to go outside the top 10 in betting odds. And outside the top 10 in betting odds for Rookie of the Year is tough. Now, I think Jalen Wells was almost certainly outside the top 10. My pick was Zach Edey. I mean, very safe pick at the time. Just felt like was like really the only guy you could project to play real solid minutes on a team that was going to be good was Zach Edey. That's why I picked it. He had a good rookie year. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, it's probably going to be Steph Castle. Reece Shay's been really good. I think Jalen Wells has a really strong argument. Cody Williams, again, that's the insane outside the top 10. Like, you cut me some slack. Who even is favorite for this shit? Stephon Castle's got to win it, I think. MVP. Luka was once again the betting favorite to win MVP. My slightly insane pick was Jaylen Brown. Outside the top 10 in MVP is a toughie. Like, you're really sort of pushing it. And my pick was Luka. Obviously, it's not going to be Luka because he does not qualify. But will be Shai or Jokic. Almost certainly going to be Shai. I'm going to tell you guys this right now in prep for whenever we do the awards, either Wednesday, probably Wednesday. Tell you right now, it's gotten very close to me. I've sat down, I've looked at it a little bit. The Nuggets, and it sounds so fucking stupid because there was a scenario yesterday where the Nuggets are the 7th seed. But the Nuggets finishing the season as the 4th seed, man, Jokic has had such a good season. Man, I mean, really have to sit down and think about it. Really have to sit down and think about it. But here's my All-NBA teams. I'm nervous about this one. I got to admit, I'm nervous about this. All right, let's look. I'm just going to go third team. I'm not even going to look at him yet. Third team, Kyrie probably would have made All-NBA had he been healthy. Tyrese, I think, should make an All-NBA team. Bam, no. Ant will make an All-NBA team. Trae Young will not, but he did lead the league in assists. So, good season for Trae, but we're missing some of these guys. Brunson did qualify, so he'll make it. AD not going to qualify, although he had a great year. Wemby not going to qualify, obviously. Tatum will be a first team. Jaylen Brown will not make it. Jokic, obviously. Oh. Why the fuck did I have Devin Booker on first team All-NBA? Oh. Shai, Giannis, and Luka. Wow, D-Book is a tough one right there. Man. That one's... Man, what was going on there? It might have been... It actually might have been the Olympics. It might have been the Olympics. Let me see. Is this from... Okay, let me find the Western Conference predictions. Man, that's a tough pill to swallow, guys. That's tough. Man, that's D-Book, huh? What the fuck was going on there? Like, what the hell was going on there? Western Conference predictions. Let me see. Why can't I find this? Award predictions. Western Conference predictions. Okay, here it is. I'm nervous about this as well. Finn. There you go. Shout out to Finn. I'm nervous about these predictions. Well, first and foremost, incredible design here. Incredible graphic design. Yes. I did take classes on color. How could you tell? Okay, so these are my 2023, 2024 predictions. Let's just get into it. Look how great this looks. Shout out to Melverick who made these for me. Incredible. Let me pull up this year's predictions. Had the Blazers finishing last, and they were much more competitive than I thought they were going to be. Had them finishing at the under for their win total, which did not happen. Interesting why I was so down on them, but then I was up on Deni Avdija. Interesting. They finished 36 and 46, so they blow their over-under out of the water. Had the Jazz finishing second to last. All right, so their under was one of my locks. They had their over-under was 27.5 wins. They finished with 17 wins. So their under was one of my locks, so got that right. I believe this was their record last year that I had. It was, okay. So knew the Jazz would suck. Spurs, they're 35.5. Wow, they finished the season with 34 wins. So they did go under on their win total. Them being under was a lock for me. So I'm 2 for 2 on my locks so far. So feel good about that. And the Spurs were 13th. So got that one absolutely right. This was my piece de resistance, if you will. Predicted the season from hell for the Pelicans. To be fair, I've been predicting it for a while. But did predict the season from hell for New Orleans. Thought they'd miss the play-in tournament. Thought they'd be a disaster, and they were. Just, that's it. Well, Chauncey did just get extended, so good for him. Oh, big miss here. So the Clippers missing the play-in tournament entirely. I did have them going over the 37.5 win total, so I feel good about that, but miss here. Definitely a miss here. Oh, man. Where the fuck did I have the Suns? I know it's disgustingly high. I was low on the Clippers, but to be fair, I don't think this was that crazy. Lakers finishing as the 10 seed. I did have them going over their win total, though. So I'm doing good on my over-unders. And you know what? I don't feel bad about this one. Like, there's no way anyone could have predicted what transpired to transpire. So I don't really feel bad about this one, although they were still looking good before the trade. Sacramento Kings, I finished as the 9 seed. They were the 9 seed. I had them going over their 44.5 win total, which they did not. Interesting why I thought they would be that high. Interesting. So I did think the Kings would be I had the Warriors as the 8 seed. They finished as a 7 seed, and they did go over their win total. So we're doing good on the over-unders. I will say that. Yeah, I thought they'd be a playing team. I think they're probably better than I anticipated, but Grizzlies as a playing team, I got that right. They did go over their win total, though. 47.5 wins. They hit 48 wins. So missed that one barely. Yeah, Lakers were the 4 seed before getting Luka. Yeah, that's true. They technically haven't finished 7th yet. No, the Suns are at a disgusting place. Had the Rockets finishing 6th. Them going over their win total was a lock. So what am I now? 3 for 3 on locks. I'm very proud about this one. I know they obviously finished as the 2 seed, but it was kind of out there to say the Suns would be a playoff team, not a playing team, but a playoff team. And I felt pretty good about that. And they ended up being the 2 seed. So I feel like I nailed that one pretty well, actually. I just thought that you looked at it and you're like, they've improved so much from 2022, 2023 to 23, 24. Why would they not continue to improve when they have so many young guys on their roster? Nuggets as the 5 seed, had them going over under their win total, which they did. 50.5 wins. They finished with 50. So got that right. Oh, brother, I think here comes the Suns. And here comes the Suns. Da, 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 da. And I think I had them as I thought the Nuggets would be a little underwhelming this year, and they were, but they still finished with 50 wins. But I didn't like their depth whatsoever. I mean, how could you? And what's funny is my big concern for them was like, you're relying so much on Christian Braun, and Christian Braun ended up being great. Yeah, Suns I had as an overlock. Fuck. Oh, man, I really was sipping the Kool-Aid, huh? And this is why I've in turn have gotten so mad at Matt Ishbia and all the bullshit they sell us all the time, because I bought it hook, line, and sinker. I bought it hook, line, and sinker. I love the Tyus Jones. I love Monte Morris for some reason. I love those pickups for them. I thought Ryan Dunn, the fucking preseason shooting thing he had, got me. Man. I mean, in hindsight, it's like, how on earth did you see this? How did you see this? What were you looking at? What were you looking at? But, that's just how it goes. Had the Mavericks finishing third, a lock on their over. I mean, I don't care. Like, this isn't a miss in my opinion. This isn't a miss. Season from hell, this isn't a miss in my opinion. I feel like this was actually a hit in a lot of ways. I had the Timberwolves finishing second, going over their win total, which they didn't. Obviously, they're the 6th seed. I was really high on this Timberwolves team, and I still kind of am. I think they're good. Just a slow start for them, and they were sort of having to dig their way out of a slow start for most of the season. But they're still good. They're still a really good team. Just took a while to get going. And then I did have the Thunder finishing first. Oh, I went under on 57.5 wins. That's surprising to me. That is very surprising to me that I went under there. Okay. I'm quite surprised by that. Knowing me and my Thunder love. But actually, you know what? I'm going to say that wasn't too bad. I'm happy I got the Rockets. I predicted that the Pelicans would have a season from hell. The Spurs were getting a lot of play-in buzz. I figured they wouldn't be good yet. I did predict the Rockets surge. Fucked up on the Clippers. Had them missing the play-in tournament entirely. I mean, somebody had to. And I was so high on the Suns. The Suns was the biggest miss by far. I did think the West would be a little bit more stacked, yes. So that was the West. Not terrible, all things considered. I feel like we could have done worse there. Now, I'm trying to think off the top of my head, the East. Trying to think off the top of my head. How bad it was. Because I don't think it was good. Here it is. Eastern Conference predictions by the. So this was at a point in time in my career where people just referred to me as the. They didn't need to be established. The what? Everyone knew immediately once you said the who was being referred to, and it was me. So that's why you see that right there. Let's get into it. Had the Wizards finishing dead last. I mean, that wasn't a shock to anybody. Wizards finishing dead last. Their over-under was 20.5 wins. I said under was a lock. So, boom, good there. Off to a hot start. Had the Nets finishing 14th. They finished 12th. Had them going over their win total of 18.5, which they did pretty comfortably. 26. So, feeling pretty good about this so far. Thought they'd be better. 18.5 is egregiously low. And we know, they cleared that really early, didn't they? Had the Bulls finishing 13th. That's a bit of a miss. Under on their win total. Man, I was really low on them. That's interesting. I wonder why. I was this low on them. Oh, fuck. Where the fuck are the Hornets? Please tell me the Hornets are right around the corner. I vaguely remember thinking the Hornets were going to be bad this year and giving up on any Hornet stock I had. Please tell me they're coming up next. Please. You want to know what sucks about this, man? Is the year before I was saying the Pistons could be a play-in team. And they burnt me so bad. And I did have their over for wins, though. In my defense, I did have their over for wins. They burnt me so bad that I was like, I vaguely remember being like, I can't pick them to make the play-in tournament this year. Fuck. Big miss. I mean, who could have seen it coming, though? Who could have seen them having the season they did? Please be the Hornets. Thank God. All right. At least I didn't have the Hornets in the play-in tournament. Oh, man. That means I have the Raptors in the play-in. Well, at least I didn't have the Hornets in the play-in tournament. So thank God there. All right, that's fine. I'm okay with that. Raptors is the 10 seed. Okay. They did go over on their win total, so I got that right. I don't know. They dealt with a lot of injuries. I'm looking at this roster. It's not, I don't think it's crazy to think this roster can make the play-in tournament in the East. So I'm at least already. This is an automatic win for me because I did not have the Hornets in the play-in tournament. That's all I give a shit about. Hawks 9. I mean, it just feels safe to put the Hawks in this range. Oh, their over on wins was a lock for me, and they hit that. All right. Interesting that I was that confident in that. So their over-under was 35.5 wins. They finished with 40. Okay. Happy with that. Had the Heat as the 8th seed. I had their over-under was 43.5 wins, and I had them going over as the 8th seed. Interesting. I guess I thought the East would be a little bit more competitive. Now, you couldn't really... Well, actually... No, we knew kind of the rumblings about Jimmy entering the season. So I was about to say you couldn't have predicted that, but I think we kind of knew that was a thing that could happen. Didn't think the Heat would be great. And yeah, obviously they didn't go over, so I missed there. But I did pick Bam to win Defensive Player of the Year. That was a misstep. Bam's still great defensively, but not anywhere near Defensive Player of the Year level this year. All right. I'm giving myself huge props for this. I'm giving myself huge props for putting the Sixers as the 7th seed. Obviously, they were a disaster, but I'm very proud of myself for this one. Their over-under was 51.5 wins. Wow, I locked in the under. And of course, they finished 24-58. Now, unbelievable seasons from hell for them, but man. Man. Yeah, Melverick in the chat made these the graphics for each team. More of a disaster, Sixers or Suns. I think the Suns are more of a disaster in the sense that they don't really have like an injury excuse to lean on, where the Sixers do. The thought process. I'm trying to remember the thought process. Worried about Embiid's injury, for sure. And just I remember thinking their team was old as shit. Like that was really it. Their team was old. And I do think I remember saying I thought they were good, and I thought they would be kind of a scary team in the playoffs, but I didn't think they would care at all about the regular season. And that ended up being true, but I just thought that they would be okay with being a playing team if it meant playing Embiid 40 games and him be healthy in the playoffs. I remember that's exactly what I thought would happen. So I did get right, but I thought they'd be good in the playoffs. But I did, I'm happy with this one. And I think I had the Magic next, too. Yeah, it was a little bit low on the Magic. 47.5 wins was their over-under before the season. I went under. They finished with 41 wins. 6th seed. They finished as a 7th seed. Yeah, I thought they'd struggle offensively, and that's what happened, pretty much. I was just worried about their offense. And I thought the East was maybe a little bit more stronger this year. So while they didn't improve all that much, so finishing with a better record than the year before felt like it was kind of hard. What was their drop-off last year? Was a top 5 seed? Well, I think the East was a little weaker the year prior. And they were obviously they missed Paolo and Franz for huge chunks of the season. Had bad injuries. But their offense was just absolutely terrible, man. They were the worst three-point shooting team. Like, I think relatively speaking to like the rest of the league, I mean, it's got to be one of the worst three-point shooting seasons a team has ever had. And they did have terrible injury luck in their defense. Oh, this is a miss. This is a bad miss. I had the Cavs as the 5 seed. Their over-under before the season was 48.5 wins. I had them going under. Man, what was the reasoning for this? I cannot remember for the life of me. Wow. And I wonder if I have like a Google Doc where I did research on that maybe I had like a reasoning for. Man, that's a toughie right there. Okay, here's what my notes say. Is it okay to say I just kind of think this is who the Cavs are? I'm high on Mobley and think this could be the year. 45% from three on 2 attempts per game over the last 12 games of regular season. This will be a good basketball team with weaknesses. Okay, so I wasn't like low on them, but I mean, nobody really could have predicted that. Now I'm interested to hear here's my Sixers notes. Joel Embiid will not play back-to-backs. That's true. We already knew that entering the season. If he misses every back-to-back, that's already 67 games, 15 back-to-backs. Paul George already had an injury scare. Well, oh yeah, he hyperextended his knee or some shit, didn't he? I just think this team won't give a shit about the regular season. That's true. Paul George will also be out of back-to-backs. Well, I said I really like the Caleb Martin edition. Oh, man, that's funny as hell. That is really funny. I want to see, what did I say about the Pistons? Okay. All right, so I was high on the Pistons. It's just I didn't have them in the play-in tournament. The Cade Cunningham leap is coming, is what I did say. That's note number one. Jaden Ivey's looking better and better, and he did look great to start the season before that disgusting injury. The new floor spacers will absolutely help these two guards get their game off. Yeah. Even though Pistons fans already hate THJ. Ended up being really good for them. Tim Hardaway Jr. did. So shout out to him. My Magic notes were, this offense has potential to be bottom 8 again. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's really it. Man, that's a bad miss. Bad miss. And bad miss. Womp, womp, womp. On the Cavs front. Pacers is the 4 seed. Their over-under was 47.5 wins. I had them going over 50 wins. They were the 4 seed. So got that right on the nose. How about that? High on the Pacers entering the season. And they're good. I'm pretty high on them in the playoffs, to be honest with you. I think that they're kind of sucks being the 4-5 team, but actually, honestly, I think you'd rather play the Cavs round 2 than the Celtics. I think they've got a real legitimate shot to make the conference finals again. Real legitimate shot. Had the Bucks as the 3 seed. Their over-under was 50.5 wins. I had their over as a lock. They finished with 48. So missed there. I was high on Dame and Giannis together. Thought that this would be the year it finally broke through. Was high on the Giannis, Dame, Brook, Khris lineup. Khris gets traded midseason for Kuzma. I said defense simply has to be better than it was last year. 19th in the league last year because the offense will absolutely be top 10, assuming everyone is healthy. So Giannis had a great season. I just don't know. What do we think about this Bucks team in general? Oh, I mean, Giannis is playing out of his fucking mind. I mean, that much is certain. But they were 16th in defense this year. They've been incredible offensively, but first round exit, yeah. No, everyone was not healthy. Not at all. Had the Knicks finishing as the 2 seed. 53.5 wins was their over-under. My Lord. I did go under there, and that was right. They finished with 51 wins. But my number one thing was how good they were last year with OG, and OG's been fucking unreal this year. Absolutely unbelievable. Was a little bit worried about their playmaking outside of Brunson, and I think that's a concern that's sort of reared its ugly head. Of course, Brunson got hurt, so it's not really fair to them, but they finished with the top 5 offense, 12th defensively, trending in the right direction defensively over the last few months. And then I did have the Celtics. Oh, man. Okay. 58.5 wins was their over-under. I put over as a lock. They finished with 61. As the 1 seed, obviously, the Cavs end up being the 1 seed. Having 2 60-win teams in one conference is kind of insane. There's 3 60-win teams across the league is crazy. Was Mikal a better secondary playmaker in Phoenix? I can't remember. I mean, he was more of a play finisher in Phoenix. Shout out to the year there were 2 67 wins team in the West that 1 year, happened 5 times since 2000. That's honestly more than I would have guessed. Spurs Warriors, yeah. That was robbed from us. Still don't see any team beating the Celtics squad. No, I agree with you, man. The Celtics are they're just a machine, dude. They're a machine. That's just kind of where I'm at. The East honestly wasn't bad. I don't think. I called the Sixers not being great, although my reasoning was different. Called the Magic not being that great. Missed on the Cavs. Missed on the Pistons badly. But outside of that, I mean, the Cavs and Pistons are two bad misses. Outside of that, not bad though. I'm not too upset about these predictions. You know, it's always hard. There's always injuries and trades that you don't expect. Obviously, we know that firsthand.